Good morning, space engineers. Welcome back to Hephaestus Prime. Thanks for joining me today on this rather nice morning. Glad that rain's gone, and yeah, the trials and tribulations of the atmospheric fighter spawn from that fighter base, that's behind me now. Today is a new day. Now, you may be wondering what this big green and blue thing is. This is the F629 observation drone. You may recall I made a bit of an error with grinding down the antenna at Treasure Island because I can't see anything that's sort of happening over here. So I've just put this together. It's a little self-contained unit, solar powered. There is a reactor there too if I need it, with an antenna on a 50k range, so I can sort of see the various goings on that are happening over here on my scope. So I've just sort of got it parked up here. Where is here? Here is... you can see the ramp, the valley ramp ahead of me, and to my left, just out of screenshot, is High Peak, and behind the drone, a couple of k's, is Treasure Island, former Treasure Island site. Yeah, so where am I though? Haha, I'm not here. This is remote controlled. I'm back, tucked up, safe and warm back on the beast. Here I am, haha. So yeah, I built it overnight. It's pretty similar in the way it works to the missiles, just with a single downward atmospheric thruster, so I can sort of hop around on the ground, and a forward thruster as well, and it's gyro controlled. So yeah, I flew it over and yeah, sort of scoped out that bunker as I went. Potentially I can have a look at that later. And yeah, I can sort of see the stuff that's sort of floating around here now. A couple of those supply caches did spawn, but yeah, I just got rid of those out of the entity list. I'm just not interested in those. I just can't be bothered with them. They leave big potholes in the ground. Anyway, on with today. So, might just fill up my hydrogen first. So I've got all that wreckage sitting out on the entrance to the fort, which I want to build a a grinder pit that I can just throw it all into. So I think that should be pretty straightforward to do. The problem will be putting a lid on it actually. Yeah, hopefully that works. But I've got a few ideas how that's going to happen. And yeah, I've really been in here for a while. And nothing on TV. New drill. So yeah. Then work on the storage area a bit. I really need to make some progress on that and the manufacturing plant as well, so yeah. Now this drill's been ticking away. Did run into a little bit of a hiccup in the night that it stopped working. Not stopped working as in I've just turned it off. Stopped working as in those drills, welders on the left, again, they bugged out. They turn into a static grid. So the whole thing doesn't move, it stops. You actually need to, you can't convert them to a ship, so you need to get rid of them. Yeah, so that's where the storage area is, so I've got to work on that now. I am just contemplating whether I can get this to raise up any higher than what it does at the moment. The fossorial means putting on an extra set of pistons, but just can't really figure out how to do that, so Might just need to build a ramp and put a second floor in or something. I just need feel like I need a bit more height there. But anyway, we shall move on to the grinder pit to get rid of all those bits and pieces. Yeah, so I'm going to do it down here somewhere. And what I'll do is I'll angle it into the rock face so that the grinders will kind of be in the cliff. I'll have to slope it down with a 45 degree. And so that means that the hole is actually going to be in the floor here. So the lid will have to retract back into the hill. When it comes out, it's actually going to make the floor, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's the plan anyway. Whether it works or not is another story. It's all quite reliant on that recent update, the the collision mesh update. I wouldn't be able to do it without that, so yeah. Now I'm just making this hole 5 blocks wide, because the idea being that I'll have 3 blocks wide for the entrance, for want of a better word, garbage chute. Yeah, pretty much more a garbage chute. Yeah, and then down the bottom I'll have a set of 3x3 grinders that will just deal to everything. And that's the rough plan. And what I'm going to do is have these sort of half slopes here, or 3/4 slopes, or whatever you call them. And then on the edge of the movable deck, the lid, I'll have the opposite slopes. So hopefully they just all sit and lock in. That way it's not sort of reliant so much on the pistons to keep it up. Yeah, and I'll be able to drive over it. That's the intention anyway. All very experimental. I've not done anything like this before, so time will tell. So I'm just going to use these half blocks along the side here. I'll just do this side first. I'll leave the other side open and do that sort of last so I can get access to the chute. And yeah, I'll put 45-degree blocks up here. And that's the sort of slope I'll start with. But I'm thinking I'll change to the 2x1 slopes. Is that what you call them? The shallower angle, and that way it doesn't hopefully get up too much speed, the things that are dropping there. I'm just using these little corner blocks here just to reinforce things a bit, because I do have a habit of chopping through the wrong thing and the whole thing falls down. So I'll just weld those up now. I'm just trying to sort of lay it out so I get a bit of an idea of where stuff's going. Okay, so just did those now because I don't want them to get covered up, so I get a little bit stuck. Yeah, so that's that. I'll do that side later. I think I'll just continue to put these half blocks in over here, and I'll just reinforce under here as well, because I just don't know if I'm going to be able to get at these later. I don't see any reason why I wouldn't, but famous last words. So that's those. And yeah, I'll just do the side here as well. Of course, after saying I wasn't going to weld those up, that's exactly what I did. I welded them up. Oh, I just can't help myself. I know I regret it because I end up grinding the things down again to move them. But anyway, so now I've got that slope, I've sort of got an idea of where I'm going. I can just drill out the stone and just keep it going down. I think this is going to be low enough to start that change of slope to the shallower 2x1s. So I'll just clear out some of this. This has certainly taken a long time, sort of laying a bit, welding a bit, digging a bit, welding a bit, laying a bit, digging a bit, laying a bit, welding a bit. Oh. So that's the slope there that I'm talking about, and I'll do another set of those, another pair of them to get 2 blocks closer, and I think that should be enough because I'm pretty much where I am now, sort of under the hill to a certain extent. And yeah, that should be enough to get in there, so I'll just clear out some of this. But now I've started this, I suspect it's going to be quite a choppy type episode again because it's just taken so long. So that'll probably do for now for the chute. I'll just cut a little bit of an access hole in there because I'm sick of going around the long way. Just get rid of this because that's where the piston's going to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the pistons on the outside of the chute. And they're going to be in the retracted position underneath the floor here. So I'm going to have to put a couple of supports in. So, Yeah, I think that's going to be enough room because I'll just have 2 pistons. Should be long enough. Famous last words. And yeah, so they're going to be hanging off of this. And that way, when they are retracted, when they're at their strongest, that's when potentially there's a load on them. And when they're extended and at their weakest, they'll be retracted into the hill where there won't be any weight or anything on them, or really anything to clip on them. That's going to be the biggest hurdle to overcome, is them just scraping on stuff. And why is this not fitting in here? Because the rock's in the way. We'll tell to that. So yeah, there'll be a pair of them here, and there'll be a pair on the other side, and I'll use the old merge block trick to pull them together. Alright, that should be enough room, although I'm going to have to drill the entire length of that extended piston. Missed a block there. And so hopefully it fits now. Maybe I'm in the way. Right, there we go. Still annoys me, these subgrids on these pistons. You can never get them, sort of the bits for them in the build planner when you start. No matter how hard I try, I always have to go back and grab more pieces. Anyway, so that's those 2 there. Just sort out those colour things. So I'm sort of struggling here a bit. It's turned out to be a little bit harder than what I thought it was going to be. I mean, it's not hard, it's just taking a while to figure out where stuff's got to go, because that's going to bang into that, and... Okay, so I would say that either there's going to be a sped up thingy coming, or I'm going to cut to the end or something like that, because it's just not free flowing today. So yeah, we're gonna have to do a little bit of editing to overcome that, I think. might just get a little bit of go-go juice recharge. Now, I'll just check on the observation drone, because you can see there's signals over from that side of the valley, over near where Treasure Island used to be. The drone is actually only transmitting sort of 1 minute out of every 6, I think. I've got timers working there, so it's not going all the time. So it's just about to trigger, there we go, and it's off again. So yeah, it's on for 1 minute, and then off for 5 minutes, I think. So that way, if I need to get into it, I can, but it's not using all the battery all the time, since it's only got 2 solar panels to charge it up. During the day, of course, that's a long time at night to be without power. Just checking on my components. Got quite a few conveyors to build, so I think I'll need some more of each of the various bits that are required for that. Just go down here and jump in. Better get some hydrogen while I'm here too. Oh, wrong one. Still can't believe that that hydrogen tank was there the whole time. Every time I had to search for it. But anyway. So I'll just load up with some of these. I think I'm right for actually interior plates, but I may as well just do some at the same time. And we're going to weld up all these conveyors now. Hello Space Engineers, Future Wellington 6012 here. How's everybody doing? Haha. So I've done the montage, which you've just been watching, and my word, I got rid of a lot of footage. Like, I cut down about 3 or 4 hours of footage down into about, I think, 3 or 4 minutes. So I hope you enjoyed it. It took a while to do. Now, the reason for that is that this build has been a little bit tricky. Not super duper tricky or anything that's noteworthy of causing problems. Just it's taken a long time to sort of figure out where everything goes and using the hand drill and that sort of thing. So what I'm doing now, I will continue on for I think about another hour, and then I'm going to turn the camera off, which is what I'm doing now. So turn the camera off, and now I'm going to just tidy up some loose ends, and that'll probably take a little while. So my intention is to come back to you with the completed thing. Otherwise it's going to be a 4-hour episode. See you soon. Alrighty, time to show you around and do the big test run. Morning is coming, so I've been working all night on the finer details, some nice little bit of decorative stuff there. Put some buttons on here, so that's all good. Use the Space Engineers to LCD, text to LCD thing. Got a sound block. And there we go. And there is our garbage chute, our grinder pit. So I've been working off and on this a few days, tidying up these loose ends, and I've had some other little projects on the go as well, so hence why there's no sort of video of me finishing this off. Now the pit is deeper. I stuck with the 45 degree because when I tested it like this, the blocks were getting stuck down the bottom, but see, there you go. Turns on automatically, and I don't want to live anymore in... Oh, safety feature. It also turns off when I'm in here as well, so that's good. Got a couple of sensors working there. So yeah, that's that, and you can turn it on manually, of course, using the button panel over there. That's the tunnel up to the Gatling gun as well, if you're wondering. So there's the sound block. Never used one of those before. I've tried to put some custom sounds in there, or just I think I've kind of figured that out, but yeah, still a bit of work to do there. These are the timers that I'm using to open the lid, close the lid, and also turn the grinders on and off. This is all the mechanism, so you would have seen me build this a few days ago. And yeah, it works quite well actually. It took a little bit of fandangling to get it to work, but now it's all good really. It hasn't any hiccups. Just got this little scaffolding here to get down and up. I think I used my jetpack a bit too much. And this is the underside of the grinder pit. with that sensor for the safety cutoff for when I'm in there. So yeah, a little bit deeper. As I say, I got rid of the shallower slope, and now it's just 45 degrees the whole way down. So that's that. Let us head back now. And now that I've shown you around down here, I think I'll just plug up this hole. Yeah. And yeah, I'll grab the flyer and we'll try throwing some of these bits of wreckage in there. Alright, so I'll just do the same old thing I did to get the wreckage over here. I'll just connect in with one of my landing gears. Does make it a little bit tricky to control, but yeah, we'll give it a whirl. Screen is just a bit cluttered. I might just turn off those signals. Just press the H button to get rid of those. Right, just trying to line up. There's sort of a spot there I think I'll be able to grab hold of. Just kind of hard to see. And of course I'm trying to fly backwards as well. Or back to front, inverted. Hopefully I can grab that. Yes. Right, oh, a little bit of an angle. Wrong way. Down, nose down, nose down. Oh, don't crash into the wall. Going the other way now. Oh. Right, okay, now I think we're away. Gently does it. I think it must just about be over the hole there. Let's have a look. Oh, yep. Ooh, that Gatling gun blew up. But, oh, those grinders are dealing to that. Ha! Awesome. Might just fix this bit of a dent in here. Now, potentially, just looking at that, I think that wasn't necessarily a fault. I think that was just a bit unfortunate that that blew up in that spot. But maybe I need to put in some armoured blocks. But I'll just, I'll try and use the buggy, I think, and see if I can push them in. So rather than drop them, give that a whirl. Groan. This wasn't really that much of a good idea. Really needs a bulldozer blade on the front to sort of get it to work for me. Oh, don't drive in. Right. That's that one. I think we'll flag that. There we go. Bye-bye, atmospheric fighter. Cause of all my troubles. Ooh, does sort of shoot a few things out every now and then. Whoa! Oh, yeah, I think I might move. Wonder where they went. I guess that's why we do these grinder pits underground. Right, it's not really working for me in the buggy. I'll go and grab the flyer and have another go with that. Right, not such a big piece this time, so hopefully it doesn't cause me the handling issues as it did before. Yeah, no, it's a lot better. Alright. Just think I might need some more warning lights on there. Just those two on the end there. Anyway, that one's in. I'll go back and now get the big piece of atmospheric fighter, so... Ooh, okay. Hopefully I don't have to chop this up. Well, hopefully it fits in the hole. That's the first thing. But yeah, I mean, I brought it over here, so I should be able to lift it up. That's right, this was the first piece I brought over. And yeah, it actually, I think that handled better than when I picked up that piece of angry lime. Yeah, see, it must just be what it's made of. That's not too much of an issue at all. Still am just scraping along the deck though, just to be on the safe side. Oh, didn't quite go in. Just give that another little bit of a nudge. There we go. Good to see that piece go in. Awesome. So it's taken quite a bit of work to build this thing, just for the sake of not using my hand drill to break down these things. And yeah, really happy with how that's turned out. Look at that bouncing around in there. Whoa, that was a decent bit of shrapnel heading off. I think for future ones that potentially I'll do another builds, I probably need to sort of have it go down and then back on itself, so that it sort of zigzags down a hole, just to take advantage of the voxels, the rock, to prevent anything coming flying out. But I'm really happy with this attempt though. That's come out well. So I'll just try and grab the rest of these bits and we'll throw them in. And last but not least, the remnants of the grapefruit. Bit sad to see that one go. Why grapefruit? There will be another. Oh gosh, went out with a bang. That's for sure. Right, just land this here, I think. Just back away a little bit so I don't get in the way of the lid. And yeah, we'll just go and have a quick look down here. Still, just cautiously, it's still huffing out stuff at me. Scrap that. So even though it only seems to be when things blow up that it actually causes damage, I will look at replacing those 45-degree blocks with some armoured heavy armour at some point. Not right now. Just close this. And I will have to have another go at putting custom sounds in. It's not... This is just a vanilla one off the game, but I would like to have some more options. I would like more sound in my game. So yeah, that's something I'll work on. I've managed to get the file, it's just how it sort of works in the directory for Space Engineers. I can get it shown on the list, it's just not working. So we'll play with that. Don't fall behind the gap. Mind the gap. Maybe that's what I need. Yeah. Alright. But yeah, so there we go. That is the recycling pit. Waste disposal, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, really wrapped with how that came out. It was a lot of work, but yeah, well worth it, because I just reckon it looks cool, even if it is just completely overkill for chopping up a few little bits of stuff. Right, put this thing away, and then on to the next thing, which we probably don't have time for. Alright, so we'll have a look at the storage area, but I think I've run out of time today, so for about the 5th episode in a row, I think, we're going to have to do that next time. I will do it next time, so that will be the sole focus of the next episode. Just actually, before I go to that little spot, this is just something I put together earlier off camera. Yeah, that's all chewed through. So I just put these in here just temporarily to take advantage of some of the stone. I'm not looking at carving out the whole thing. I've got some other plan to get rid of excess stone. This is just purely to fill up the beast and various other things, containers I should say, and just make the most of the stone that's here. So yeah, I've got a few thousand irons out of this, so it's not the most efficient, but yeah, it just enables me to get the resource. So yeah, I've just got it on an extended pillar, and yeah, I'll just get the hinge going and spin it around. Yeah, so that's that'll just twirl away in the background. Right, storage and manufacturing area. So I'll just have a bit of a think about what I'm going to do here so I can just rip straight into it next time. So over this side here is going to be the manufacturing, and then storage will be over here. So I just sort of need to think about, I don't know whether I need a third hole, or maybe I just make the existing ones a bit wider, because even though there's lots of room in here, I don't think there's enough room in here. Yeah, so maybe I just make it a bit wider. That might be the way to go, because by the time I put the modules on the back of the refineries and stuff, they'll be a bit bigger over there. And then on this side, yeah, the large grid, large containers, you know, they take up a big room, 3x3, so have a couple of rows of those. Yeah, so I've got a few ideas how I'm going to fit it all in and how I want it to look afterwards. But yeah, I just wonder whether I need to raise the ceiling a bit. But what I'll do is I'll get all that sorted out beforehand. This has done its full rotation, so I'll just turn that off. Yeah, I'll get the room sorted, and then we're just ready to get straight into laying down the containers and refineries and stuff next time. And yeah, so I'll do a little bit more stuff off camera, and yeah, just keep plodding along and get this place right. So anyway, as my neighbour starts their lawnmower up, it's time to finish the day off. Thanks everybody for watching. Hope you did enjoy today as always. And yeah, hope to see you again next time. Stay safe out there everybody. Have a good one.